Hey guys, Mary Meet, and welcome to this episode of Bewitching the Moon. And we are working on the full moon. I'm actually recording this Thursday afternoon, evening, about 6:10. And the full moon is going to be tomorrow, January 9th, at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So this is the strawberry moon. And it was known as the strawberry moon because, in a lot of places, strawberries are fruiting right now. I live in Georgia. That was like last month. That was a month ago. Our strawberry season is come and gone, but still, it kind of gives you the sense of the beginning of the fruit harvests. I used to make wine. I used to work in a winemaking store, and so every year it was kind of like the strawberries would come in, then the peaches, then the blueberries, then the blackberries, then our wild grapes, which down here are muscadines and scuppernongs, and so we would have this progression of the fruits, and the strawberries was the start of that. So it's exciting. It's the beginning of the fruiting season. So we are moving from, we had the new moon in Gemini, so that was about communication. That was about seeing both sides of an issue. For me, it was very much about communication, and it's moving into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a fun sign. I have dated Sagittarius and didn't have the best time because I tend to like commitment and, kind of serious relationships. And that's not necessarily most of their strong suit. However, they are so fun and so adventurous. And that's really the energy of this moon. It's about, with Gemini, we were learning to communicate. We were learning to like really kind of have that connection with people. Now we're looking to have fun. Sagittarius is fun. It's lighthearted. It is the time that you just want to go out and have a good time. And I'm trying to record this real quick because we're going to go see a concert tonight. I don't know who the band is. There are numbers in the name. It's going to be hard to pronounce, but we are going to go celebrate the way that you should. So super excited about that. So again, we've moved from communication into action, experimentation, that sort of thing. Just having fun. It's travel, adventure, that sort of thing. So we're also still at the very end of the month of Hawthorn. And Hawthorn was all about love and sexuality and connecting with your partner. But it was also about magic. Because I don't know if you remember when I said in my last video for the new moon, the hawthorn tree represents the triple goddess. The berries in the spring, the flowers in the spring, the berries in the summer, and the thorns in the winter, which represents the triple goddess. So we're still kind of in that love sexuality time, and with Sagittarius, that's a really intoxicating combo. Okay, so it's all about adventure in sexuality, which love that shit. So being a devotee of Inanna, that really works out. So I had 3 intentions, speaking of Inanna, that I had set for the new moon. I just had a lot of things that I really wanted to focus on. First was deepening my connection with Inanna. And I've done that a little bit. Had some special time with my husband, like you do. I've been reading some great erotica. I've been reading it slowly because I've had so many projects going on. I think the Gemini energy was really steering me more towards projects than towards Inanna. But I have been reading some great erotica, and it's amazing, and I'm going to recommend it. I need to talk to the person who wrote it to see if I can recommend it here on my channel. I'm certainly going to leave like a really good review because it's been amazing. I also went to, Inanna's energy to me is about embracing life, embracing fun. I've talked so many times about the duality of Inanna embracing life, Hecate embracing the dark side, embracing death. So I've been doing some kind of Inanna activities, right? I went to a rave. It was almost 2 weeks ago. And I have no business going to a rave. I'm 42 years old. I have arthritis. I have fibro. It is ridiculous for me to go to a rave. I went anyways. I kind of do some of those things and I accept the pain that's going to come afterwards. And there was so much pain, like unbelievable amounts of pain. But I did dance for 4 hours with like a bunch of 20-year-olds. And it was amazing. And, you know, I did some sexy dancing with the bear, which is always good. We need that. And that brings in that Anana energy and that sexuality. Yeah, so that I've just been finding things to get excited about that kind of bring me out of the darkness. Okay. And, you know, it being close to Letha, it's a great time for that too, for coming out of the darkness, for really just embracing life and all that it has to offer. So I did kind of connect with Anana, not necessarily in a fully sexual way, but in a life-embracing way. And what I'm going to do for my crafts for this episode, I'm going to do a lust oil and a lust incense. So actually, I'm recording this after I've already done those. So yeah, as far as you guys know, it's coming up. As far as I know, it's already been done. So one of my other intentions was to work on communication. And I wanted to work on my Book of Shadows. I wanted to work on my tarot notebook, which is, you know, all my notes from the 78 cards videos, Bewitching the Cards videos. I wanted to work on, you know, various projects and things like that. I did a little bit, but what I mostly was working on that I'm so excited about is Mystical Moon Musings, and I'm going to forget that name like over and over again. This is a project, I got two of my friends into the idea of doing videos with me, so that's going to be on a separate channel. And I will send links to that on my Facebook. I'll post links all over the place. But we are going to stream live tomorrow night for the full moon. So fucking excited. These are two of the best people I know. I'm so excited. And they have completely different approaches to their practice than I do. So it's going to be like a variety of different approaches. Arya is very intellectual about everything. She knows everything. She studies everything. She knows so many things that I don't know, as far as like numerology, as far as she's been studying the Kabbalah. She really delves in her studies, and I love that because I've done that a lot too. I've really studied a lot of different things, but I've forgotten most of it because I was just like, oh, that was interesting, and moved on. But she like absorbs information. She's awesome. And then Amanda, who I love her so much. She's very lighthearted. She's very fun and silly and awesome. And she's all like, she likes pink and unicorns, which is not me and not Arya. But then if you fuck with her friends, she'll kick your ass. So she's like, and she's got this like scathing wit. Like, I love these women so much, and I can't wait for you guys to meet them. So we are going to be streaming tomorrow night. Super excited. Look on my Facebook for a little bit more information about that. And that's Friday night. So this may actually go out Friday afternoon. So that may be tonight for you. So yeah, communication. Those are the things I was doing towards communication. And I wanted to learn more about chaos magic. I wanted to really delve deeper into chaos magic and specifically servitors. And I have kind of taken some first steps in that. I don't want to talk about it too much because, you know, it's kind of important that you don't. But I have been working with servitor energy, and man, it's making a lot of sense to me, and it's feeling really good. So I did do that. So I did kind of take steps as far as all of my intentions. So I did pretty good this time. But they were kind of nebulous and freeform anyways, so I really could have done anything, and it would have fit into one of those categories. So that's it. Let me go get my stuff, and I don't know why I'm even saying that. I just said that I just already made the stuff, so let me go get some dinner and go see some music, and I will try to put this video together and have it up as quickly as possible. So, love you guys. Blessed be, and happy full moon in Saggitarius. Yeah. Okay, bye. Hey guys. I would say that I'm back, but I'm actually recording these completely out of order. So, I'm actually doing this first. So, I will be back later to do the incense and also my intro that I do at the beginning. So, we are making lust oil, and because I did a video a few weeks ago for the sacral chakra. And sacral chakra is all about sexuality and that sort of thing, belly chakra stuff. So I loved that oil so much that I'm using that as a base. Okay, there are 3 ingredients to that. There was sandalwood oil, ginger, and cardamom. I'm pretty much making the same base and then just adding a few things to it, okay, to kind of round it out and bring it to a more lustful place. So the first thing, where is it? I've hidden it for myself, is the sandalwood oil. And as I explained before, sandalwood is like really, it's expensive. It's hard to find a good source that is not, you know, you want to find sustainable sandalwood. It's endangered. I don't know if it's endangered, but it is disappearing. It is a resource that we use way too easily. Wow, this is going to take forever because I cannot get the dropper down in here, so this is going to be a while. So, because I'm using a lot of sandalwood in this. So, I am doubling my recipe that I used in the other oils because I want this to be so strongly scented. I want it to be like really rich, and I want it to wear really well to where it, you know, it just stays scented for a long time. And these, I'm making 3. I'm not offering these for sale. I'm giving them to Amanda and Aria, who are starting a new project with me. So these won't be for sale on Etsy unless, you know, maybe I'll make some more. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I want to see how good it is. So I'm doing 33 drops in each of sandalwood. So this is going to take a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sandalwood, again, it's so warming. Oops. I accidentally got one there, so. Yeah, this is going to take forever. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm probably going to fast forward through a lot of this, so. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. There we go. I'm going to have a little bit of sandalwood left. Yeah, I'm all broke right now, but I will be buying some more sandalwood just because this is something that I love and I want to use it in everything. It's just one of my favorite oils. It's kind of amazing, so. It smells so good. Alrighty, so we are going to go with cardamom next. And I'm going to do 11 drops each of cardamom. I'm going to smell so good tonight. We're going to see some live music, so it's always a good thing to go out smelling well. Okay. So 11 drops each, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. And speaking of oils, I want to brag about Aria for a minute. She made me this selenite oil that is just insane. Let me just show you that real quick, because it smells so unbelievable. And I'm trying to like get her to start an Etsy shop and start selling it because it's so amazing. And she, you know, she's very busy and getting ready to go back to school. But look at this. Look at how amazing this is. It has a piece of selenite. It's got some frankincense tears. It's got some lavender, some bay leaves, rosemary. There are a lot of things in here. It looks like, I think, salt in the beginning, or in the bottom. And she told me everything that was in here. But of course, I don't remember exactly. I think that may be a sage leaf. So Aria is really good. Oh, it smells so amazing. There's peppermint. So she's really good with oils, so I'm really hoping she likes this that I'm making. Yeah, I can't wait to start this project with them because they both have different skills from what I have, and so we're going to be bringing like a variety of things. It's not just going to be Amy talking about Amy stuff anymore. Well, I still will. I'll still be doing my own videos, but we'll also be doing videos together, and it's going to bring you like a wider variety of viewpoints and knowledge and different methodologies and things. It's going to be a lot of fun. So here is ginger. I'm going to use 17 drops. So 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Sorry, that's my cat scratching at the door. My life is ruled by cats these days. It's kind of a long story. I did dog rescue for a while, and we went without cats for a while. And kind of decided I wanted a kitten, and then found his brother where he had been dumped in the park. So we have cats now. So, okay, so the cardamom, and I should have explained, the cardamom and the ginger, I added, the cardamom is very spicy, and I've used that in a lot of like lust blends. The ginger is very spicy and warming, okay, so it's really great for that energy. It kind of warms everything up, gets everything going. Yeah, the sandalwood, again, is just a very warm, rich, you know, it's also very spiritual, though. But it's a great scent as a base for this because it is very warming and very, I mean, it's sexy. Like, if you don't think sandalwood is sexy, I don't know what to do to help you see the error of your ways, So here is the patchouli. And I used this in the root chakra oil. So I'm reusing a lot of oils that I've been using lately. And I don't know how much you guys want to hear me talk about the same things about them, but then again, it occurs to me that people may watch this that don't watch my chakra videos. So, patchouli, it's very earthy, very grounded, and it is very sexual, but in again, like an earthy, grounded kind of way. And patchouli is kind of interesting because the older it gets, the better it gets. The more concentrated, it gets kind of thick and sticky and dark brown. Like, you can see how dark that is. The dropper doesn't work because it's so sticky and thick that it won't move through that. So yeah, the older it is, the more potent it is, really. So we're not going to use a lot of this because patchouli will overwhelm a blend so quickly. So I'm going to do 7 drops in each. So 1, 2, 3, 7. And if you can see this, the patchouli is so thick, it just drops to the bottom. So it's a really heavy oil. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I may as well just get rid of that dropper because it does not work. I mean, this patchouli is too old for that to really do anything. So I'm going to put it over here. And then just, yeah, because I have to pull that out every time. It doesn't make sense to keep it in there. So, alrighty. Now, here's where things get interesting. I have a little bit of neroli oil. And neroli is a very, it's floral, but it's like a heavy, rich floral. And it's used in a lot of really, oh my god, it smells amazing. Really heady mixes. I only have the tiniest little bit, so that's going to be like, what, 5 drops in each? So it's just going to be the lightest little hint, but I still wanted it in there. And, you know, part of it is because it's an old oil, and I'm kind of moving through my collection and seeing what I need to use up. You know what? I may not need a dropper for this. So we're going to add some neroli. I'm going to start with 3 in each, just to see. That's just going to pour. I know it is. Yeah, I better use the dropper. I mean, this is just going to be the tiniest little hint, but still, again, I wanted it in there, so. 4, 5. Yeah, that was it. There was enough for 5 drops in each. I need to get more neroli oil. It was, you know, again, it's one of those that's really expensive. I bought this tiny little thing a long ass time ago, and it's, you know, I've got all these oils that are old, that are from a time when I had an aromatherapy business, and they've been sitting around for many, many, many years, but like, most essential oils can kind of do that. If you keep them, again, in a dark, safe space, you can go back to them. So, yeah, that's it. No more neroli, so I'll just throw that out. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to add, and I'm going to add a lot of this. I'm kind of making this up as I go along. We're going to start with going to start with 25 drops of this. Just as a start. I have a feeling I'm going to add more. But we are going to add... Now, this is a fragrance oil, okay? That's because it's like nearly impossible to get a vanilla essential oil, or if you do, it's so expensive. But a lot of times you can soak vanilla in an oil base and get that scent. And so that's where a lot of these fragrance oils come from. And again, I've had this forever. This may be 15 years old, honestly, but it smells amazing. So, what did I say? 25. So, and I love vanilla. Vanilla is an aphrodisiac. It is a very underrated aphrodisiac. I like to add it in aphrodisiac blends, especially when there's like a heavier element like sandalwood or patchouli, because it rounds it out, it smooths it out, and it makes it just very, very sensual. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Definitely fast forwarding through this. 'Alrighty. So I'm resisting the urge to pick these up and smell these. I want to like go into it with like a logic to my amounts and then go back and kind of smell it and tweak from there. So, okay, the last oil, I'm going to be using this in my heart chakra blend. It's very, very emotional and very kind of nurturing, and this is more of a loving oil than a sensual oil, but I need that in there because I don't want it to be just lust. I'm saying it's a lust oil, but I want it to be a little bit deeper, a little bit richer than that, because the 3 people that these are for are in relationships and there should be love with it. So, yeah, so this is Ylang Ylang, and let me see. I'm going to add 25 drops of that as well. I want that to be a strong factor here, so. Oh, it's so sticky. I can't get the top out. I need to rebottle a lot of these because I've got like these huge bottles that only have, you know, they're only like a quarter full, and I have smaller bottles I could put them in that would be easier to deal with. Oh, there you go. Alrighty. So again, this is from when I had an aromatherapy company and I bought the big bottles, so. Oh, I can't even tell you how good that smells. So, we said 25 on that, so 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this so I can go wash my hands, so that when I smell them, I'm smelling the actual oils and not the oils that are on my hands, because my hands are super sticky. So, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Alrighty, now let's give these a try and see if and how I need to tweak them. And it's so funny, like, you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but all the patchouli has settled here at the bottom. We've got all this dark oil up here, and there's this lighter oil up here. And I don't know if that's the vanilla or the ylang ylang, but yeah, we want to get those all incorporated. Alrighty, let's give this a try and see how it is. it's so good. Okay, now it is kind of top note heavy. You're really getting that ginger, that cardamom, and the ylang ylang. So I want to bring out something deeper. I think I'm actually going to add more of the sandalwood. It definitely needs more sandalwood, and it definitely needs more of the patchouli. So let me start with the patchouli. We're going to add 4 more drops of patchouli. That brings that to 11 total. So, because it does it, it's kind of, it's very, it just floats, okay? And it needs something to kind of anchor it, so. I love perfumery. I love working with top notes and base notes and that sort of thing, because you can really make these really complex blends where you have no idea what's in them, if you have a good sense of that. And I like to start with like a strong, strong, strong base note. Usually something really earthy and grounded. It just makes me happy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the sandalwood, I feel like it needs like a lot more of the sandalwood. So, I mean, how much do we have left? Not a lot. So I'm going to add 6 more drops of sandalwood, which makes that 39 total. So that's a lot of the sandalwood oil, but it's so good. So alrighty, so I just said 6 more. I gotta remember. 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm gonna add 2 more. Yeah, I feel like it needs more of this. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And if I had a better sandalwood, 1, 2. This may not be necessary. It may not be necessary to use so much, but again, this is kind of like a blend of a bunch of different ones that I had around the house, because I had bottles with just a few drops in the bottom of each one. So it's a weird blend of different sandalwoods of varying ages, varying strengths. So it's kind of like a Franken sandalwood and yeah. If I had like a fresh, pure, strong, new sandalwood, I wouldn't have had to use that much, but oh, much better. Much deeper, much richer. Oh my god, that is some sexy shit right there. Yeah. And it still has those top notes of the cardamom and the ginger. They're really strong in this, but that's well balanced. I'm happy with that. God, I'm tempted to do a touch more vanilla. Okay, we're going to do 2 more drops of vanilla just to be wacky. Because vanilla is kind of, it floats on top, but it's, I don't know, it's a good kind of underneath base as well. I don't know. Vanilla, it interacts strangely with other oils, but I love vanilla. I think vanilla is one of my favorite things ever, so whatever, I'm adding more vanilla. Okay, what have I done? I've messed up all my tops over here. Okay. Oh yeah, a little bit of vanilla just rounded it out. Yeah, I think that's what it does, is it kind of brings, you know, I've got some really earthy scents in like the patchouli and the cardamom, some kind of fiery scents in the sandalwood and the ginger, watery scents in the ylang ylang. Yeah, and the vanilla kind of brings them all together, so yeah, I'm pleased with that. So anyways, that is the Lust Oil. And I think we're going to call it, sexy. Because I'm a nerd. So, XXX and print. I don't know how much more of this label tape I've got. Print. And print. I've had this label maker for like 20 years. It's kind of one of the best things I ever bought, but I need to buy some tape for it because I'm almost out, so. Alright, so that's it. Let me get my things together and I will come back to make Lust Incense. Be back in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back and I have all the things here. I don't know if you can see this. All the things. It's very exciting. So I'm going to make this Lust Oil. There are a couple of really weird, interesting ingredients in here, but I don't know, hang with me. I think you'll kind of enjoy it when you see the method to my madness. I don't know. I'm excited. This is going to be a good one. So, first, we are going to go with some similar ingredients to what we used for the Lust Oil, because just they are kind of lusty type ingredients. So, again, for warmth, we are going to go with sandalwood. And I just happen to have like a ton of sandalwood powder, so sandalwood just, in incense, it finds its way into everything I do. So we're going to go with 3 healthy spoonfuls of sandalwood. So 1, 2, 3. And I've talked before about finding sustainable sources for sandalwood. This is clearly red sandalwood, which it's a lot easier to find sustainable resources for red sandalwood versus white sandalwood. As far as the scent difference, you know, honestly, I've never really worked with white sandalwood, so I don't know, but I know that I like this an awful lot, so that kind of works for us for what we're doing. So, 3 parts of sandalwood. Here is the part where I'm going to pause because I'm going to crack up some benzoin. And benzoin, if you remember, is very feminine, okay? It's very soft and powdery, and it works really well because I used it in my Audionautix incense, which, you know, kind of the same energy as what we're working with here. So yeah, so I have a ton of benzoin. I'm going to, I should have like cracked off a piece, but I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just pause this. And then I'm going to put in, hopefully, 2 parts of benzoin. So let me write that down. 2 parts of benzoin. And I'm going to pause this so you guys don't have to deal with all the me yelling at the benzoin and crying. So I'll be right back. Alrighty. So I got the benzoin in there. I feel like I just leveled as a witch. Because, you know, you saw I have this huge, huge, huge rocks of benzoin, basically. I used the leg of my cauldron to crush that. So I used this leg right here to crush that. And I feel like using your cauldron as a tool for which it was not intended means that you level. That's my story. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Okay. So we've got benzoin, we've got sandalwood. Now here's where things get a little interesting. Okay, cardamom, I'm going to use for the same reasons I use the oil. It's warming, it's spicy. It's just really delicious. So we're going to use like 1 part cardamom. Because I don't want to overpower it. I don't want it to be like too spicy. So let me whiz that up. Let me write it down. Alrighty, here we go. 1 part of cardamom, roughly. Yeah. See if I can get all that in there. Alrighty. And it's already smelling so good. The cardamom is just, it just heightens everything. It just brings everything out. So, Alrighty. So, okay, this is also not surprising. We are going to use patchouli. And yeah, this is so good. And actually, my friend Aria got me some patchouli because I had lost this, but then I found this. But then this was really old, so I went ahead and replaced it, most of it with what she had gotten me. So we're going to do 2 parts of patchouli because I don't mind, like with oils, I won't use that much because the oil sits on your body, it heats up, it gets really strong. With an incense, it's kind of okay. It burns, it dissipates. So I don't mind going heavier on patchouli with incense. So let me whiz that up. Alrighty. And that actually ground down to be like 1.5 parts of patchouli. So let me change that. I may add a little bit more, but we'll see. Gonna see how it works. You know what? I should have gotten a charcoal brick started. Let me pause and do that. Okay. Sorry about that. Alrighty, now this is really smelling amazing, and I think that I am going to add some more patchouli. It's not really coming through, and it kind of ground down to be less than I thought, so we are going to add the same amount that I added before, which means that we will have, it'll be roughly 3 parts. Because that turned out to be 1.5 parts. So, have 3 parts of patchouli. Alrighty. Ooh. Well, that stayed kind of rough. That didn't really grind up very well, but, you know, whatever. It's just going to add a little bit of texture. I don't like everything when it's, like, perfectly powdered anyways. I like having some texture and some interest, so that's cool. Now, oh, yeah, it's going well. Alrighty. So, okay, so this one isn't going to be surprising. Cinnamon I use for, again, spice, for heating things up. It's got kind of a very spiritual energy, but it's also very warming, very inviting. It's kind of, cinnamon also reminds us of home and of baking and of warmth like that. And, you know, that can be sexy. So we are going to add some cinnamon. And I think I'm going to go for 2 parts, which, as I've learned, I need to get 3 spoonfuls to make. Yeah, I need more of the rough than what I expect of the powdered, so. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, that smells just amazing. I think we kind of ended up with 3 parts here, but I'm going to go ahead and use 3 parts. It is a rich, sexy kind of scent. I mean, it really just adds this depth and warmth. So yeah, it's about 3 parts. We're going to use it. I don't feel bad about that at all. So, let me change 3 parts cinnamon. Alrighty, now here's where things get a little unusual, I guess. Okay, I have 2 ingredients here that you may not normally think of as being sexy. Well, okay, one of them kind of. And that is cocoa nibs. Now, I've got these cocoa nibs. I've used them in incense before. They burn really well. They smell kind of neat. It's not like full-on chocolate, but it does kind of have that richness and that, I don't know, it's this depth that it adds, this deep, richness. I don't know how to describe it, but we're going to do like 1 part of this. I don't want to like overpower it with like chocolate, but I mean, I kind of do, but I'm not going to, so there we go. Oh my God, you can't even imagine how good that smells with the cinnamon and the cocoa. And this is actually about 2 parts. Yeah. Cool. I'm using it. Alrighty, so 2 parts of coconut. I'm writing this down as I go, as always, so. Alright, here, this one's weird. This one's really weird, I'm not gonna lie. You may have noticed it sitting here. This is pipe tobacco. This is one that I've had forever. I don't know, for me there's an association there. I mean, it's my grandfather smoked a pipe. It's not, I mean, that wasn't sexy. I don't think of my grandfather as being sexy, but there is kind of again, just that richness and that deepness, that depth, and that's really what I want to bring. So I'm going to add, and we know pipe tobacco smells amazing. I mean, there's no doubt. So I could really go crazy with this. We're going to add like 3 parts. Is that too much? We're going to add 2 parts of this. Oh, you would not believe how amazing this smells. We're going to put a little bit of that on the charcoal as well. So yeah, what did I say? 2 parts? That's more like a 1.5 parts. But you best believe I'm going to get all of that out because it's really good. Now, the thing about the tobacco is it's really oily, and I didn't realize that. It's very moist, and it kind of has gummed up my grinder here a little bit, but that's okay because it's my last ingredient, so I'm not that worried about it. It'll dry. I'm just going to leave it open to where it'll dry, and it should be fine, so. Alrighty, now, I do this sometimes, not all the times. Sometimes I like to add oil to my incense. And because I found this amazing vanilla oil that I kind of forgot that I had, you know, I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple drops. And I should have gotten a dropper. Yeah. I need to oil my chair. So we're going to add 13 drops. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is a good number. Yeah, you know, again, sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It does really kind of bring up the scent of your incense because, like, a lot of times if you have all these dried ingredients, they blend together and turn into nothing. It's not like oils where they all blend and they're kind of easy. With dried ingredients, it's a little bit different. They may kind of disappear into each other, but the oil will kind of bring that up, prevent that from happening. And yeah, that vanilla is just so good. I just forgot that I had it, and it's amazing. So, alright, so let's give this a shot. Wow, that's a lot. I don't care. Now, the cocoa scent is actually a little bit burny. But again, it's kind of a rich, deep burny, so more like a coffee or a dark chocolate smell. Oh, and that cinnamon's coming out. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That one's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like it needs something, but I can't tell what. I don't know. While I think about that, I wanted to show you guys. I did add a garnet. I don't know if you can see that, but I added a garnet to the bottom of each of these. Garnet is for passion. It's kind of a motivator stone. It kind of like, it's like go and be aggressive and get what you want a little bit, and it brings a lot of passion. So I thought that would be really good for a sexy oil. And I actually put this on, and I've been wearing it, and I can't stop sniffing myself. And I took it to Bear and asked him what he thought, and he was like, yeah, that's nice. Which I don't even know. He's just not even paying. We've been married for too long for him to notice things like that. That's not true. I think, honestly, a lot of these scents are the kind of scents that there's some aphrodisiacs that men respond to and some that women respond to. And I think these were all, I don't know, I think I made a good oil for women to really get excited about. Maybe not men. But, you know, in all honesty, feeling sexy makes you sexy. So I feel like it still works. So, yeah. I can't tell what this needs. I think more vanilla oil, for sure. Let's see, I added 13. I'm going to add 26 more, so we've got 39 drops total. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And, you know, it's a good base that I've got here, but, you know, it just kind of goes to show you, like, this stuff doesn't always work out perfectly. There's just something, I don't know, I can't decide what's missing. So, you know, I am still going to post this. It's kind of one of those things that, like, I don't know, you guys try it. Experiment and see what you think. And let me know. And you know what, in retrospect, now that Bernie-ness is getting kind of strong, maybe I would have, like, used very little of the cocoa. I feel like it did need it. I feel like it really did kind of bring something to the table, but it brought a little bit too much to the table. So I would cut that way back. So I did 2 parts of cocoa. I would do maybe a half part of cocoa nibs. And I'm going to write that down. Yeah, so I'm not going to say that this incense is a success. I'm not going to say that it's not a success, because a lot of times if you let these things sit for a week or two, you get this completely different experience with it. So I'm willing for this to be amazing. I'm going to revisit this in a week, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the recipe on my blog with that kind of disclaimer that I'm not in love with it. And then I'll post any edits to the recipe to that same blog at amyravenson.com. So that's it. Hope you guys have an amazing full moon. Again, I recorded these all out of order. I have recorded the oil and then this incense. Now